I had him on camera every day, morning and night, same time, going through in daylight. Just got to close in a little more. I know he was bedding probably within 200 yards of where my camera is. Get a nice little 20-yard shot. Hi everyone, we're out scouting today. We're going to a piece of property that I didn't hunt at all last year, but I was monitoring a lot with a cell camera. It's about half mile, 3/4 mile walk in, and then it's just a straight vertical climb from the bottom all the way up to the top. And it's kind of a way to backdoor this area. Otherwise, it's a lot longer to get in here. There's an 8-pointer that I was watching all year. Probably about a 130 class, I'd guess, right around there. 3 or 4-year-old. I'm thinking more 3. We'll start rolling the clips here of all the trail cam videos I had of him since September. Now, I don't know if he survived. I had him after the first week of rifle season alive, going through the spot. And then my camera died second week, so I have no intel whether or not he made it through that second week. I'm hoping he did. Should be a really good one this year if he did survive. So today we're gonna hike up in there. I'm gonna put the batteries back in that cell camera so it can run continuously until season, just to see if he is alive. And then I'm going to move and scout where I haven't gone yet, where I think he was coming from. Well, I know he was coming from a direction. He was always there in gray light, morning and afternoon. He was very frequent. So I know he was bedding probably within 200 yards of where my camera is. So we're gonna just work through there, see if we can't find out a spot that he's bedding, or just get a better spot that I can catch him in daylight. Because where that camera is, there was maybe one day I could have shot him with the like 2 minutes left of light, but outside of that it was just barely too dark. So very close, just got to close in a little more. There's a lot of oaks up here and the camera's pretty much on doe bedding, like in it. There's a couple little flat benches that kind of just do like steps on this corner on a point, and the does just live in there. I had him on camera every day, morning and night, same time, going through in daylight. It's a very good spot. When we get up there, I'll break down the camera area and what I saw and where he was coming through, and then we'll work back in. And like I said, hopefully we can find a bed today. That would be great. All right, I made it to the camera spot. Camera is still here, so that's a great sign. Put new batteries in it, connected it, good to go. I did get 5 pictures from the 21st of December that never uploaded that were taken before it died. So I requested those videos. Hopefully he's on it. That would be a great surprise. Right on this edge where the top wraps around, it gets real steep. And then it drops down, and these are like little steps that just keep going like this on this point. And there's a bunch of bedding on this point, or on this bench, that bench, and the bench below, and there are a lot of does. And this trail that comes right through here is where all the does come up and down every single night. And the 8-pointer would come from this direction behind the camera, right along it, and right through here, or he would cut up through here. In the morning he would come from this direction, and at night he would come from this direction. So I know for a fact that he's bedding somewhere over there most of the time. So we're gonna head that direction and figure that out. So where this leads out, there's a lot of little terrain points up here, and kind of forms a point with the really sharp edges. So I'm assuming it's gonna be rocky and good for bedding. Most of the pressure from any kind of hunting is on the top that direction, or way that way. So I'm in like the deepest, most remote corner here, and this pocket over here is the most remote spot, and that's where he's coming from. There's usually not a lot of sign up here. The only reason I put that cell camera there is because the winter prior, I came up here scouting and just followed tracks and just saw a lot of concentration of does and some buck tracks. So I figured during rut this would be really good. But it turned out as soon as September kicks in and the oaks start dropping, a lot of bucks, including him, moved right into this little pocket and just hung out all day, every day. So if he is alive and I can find his bed over here, there's a very good chance I could get on him very early in the season. So I came from that direction and just followed the natural trail around the terrain. And it funnels into this open area here. Some old sign, definitely a lot of oaks and feeding sign in this area. And it leads up to that face over there. So my gut's telling me he's bedding somewhere on that face over there, and then he's just dropping down where he can see, and then working this around, probably like that, and then he would just work all the way around to go check the does and stuff where I had my camera. So I'm gonna go up on that face there and look it around and then circle it back. If he's not there, he's gotta be on these little points here. Little rocks, it gets a little thicker down over the edges. There's not much sign right here, so it's gonna be very hard to tell where he's at. No matter what, this spot is a higher odds than over there, just because I know he went this direction. So if he's coming this direction at night, then he's got to be close to this section right here, in daylight for sure. Camera's probably about 200, 250 yards that direction. I followed the terrain around. Up there is that flat open spot. where it seemed like everything kind of congregated. But I went way farther past there, went up around the rocks, went past the rocks, did a loop down around the bottom, came back up. There's a lot of trails, but nothing that really said there was any bucks hanging out a lot. And I just didn't get the feeling that he was over there. The only spot I could feel that he might be is right here on this little point. It makes sense distance-wise. There's a lot of little rocks here. It gets real steep. You can see down below where access might be. Like if I came up to where the camera is, you might see me coming up over there. So it would make sense, but still no defined beds that I could see, or at least that I'm overlooking. There's a tiny rub right here, but there's no way he's that direction. Like, it has to be somewhere really close to here that I'm just not seeing. Access-wise, I don't see any way getting in here in the afternoon. I mean, there's no way. It'd almost have to be a morning where I come up the way I came in here, and then I just cut around real sharp and go under his trail, where normally he would come up around that way. I think that's my only chance to get him. That way it would give me that extra 5 to 10 minutes that he might be just mingling around up here, or over there it's so dark when he's passing the camera. But he's got to be somewhere close. At least I would be able to see him. He could, even though I don't think he is, he could just go out to that flat area and then just go up that direction or this direction. He's just doing a little loop into his bed. It's possible too, but I think the only way to really tell is to get in here in the morning, get up high, and just see if I can see where he's going. Or get lucky and he does come right to this little point here and get a nice little 20-yard shot. So that'll wrap it up for today. Now we just wait on the cell camera and see if he shows up again.